As some of you may know, 1 year and almost exactly 3 months ago, in 2024, in March, on the 16th to be ultra specific, I donated 14 inches of hair to the Great Cut 2024. And the reason I wanted to make this video is I have finally made one of the biggest milestones in regrowth that you can have, short of, I don't know, just having long hair, which I'm getting close to, I think. And it made me kind of reflect, number one, on my hair growth journey itself, but also on how much I have grown as a person and how much I've learned in the last several years. And I kind of wanted to talk about it, but let's get the fun part out of the way. First of all, adorning my wrist regularly for about the last month or so to get back into the habit are my favorite, not sponsored, hair ties for guys. And it looks like I'm sponsored because I have the Long Hairs logo tattooed on my arm. But there's a reason for that. And that is that this group, what they do, their partnership with a group called Children with Hair Loss, is something that's really important to me. And as they call it a global fraternity of guys with long hair for a reason. When I was out in San Diego, I had the chance to meet so many other men from around the country, all who grew out their hair to donate. And just to have a chance, the night before, we were able to sit down and have a couple beers. Got the chance to meet some parents of hair recipients. Got to meet the guys from the long hairs and lots of other fellow donors. And it made me realize that as much as I do like to have long hair, there was a community for this specifically. And I apologize, you're going to hear my cats. They like to make an appearance by defacing my door. But you know, when I finally got to this milestone again, it made me realize, like, I want to do this again. I want to do the Great Cut again. So I will be donating in 2030, but until 2030, I'm growing my hair back out because I want to do that again. I want to be part of that again. And what's crazy to me is the first time I grew out my hair to get where I am today, which is I've got slightly curly hair, but I can now safely touch my t-shirt with my hair. We're almost to that shoulder length. I would say we're about 2 months from resting shoulder length. But if I pull it down, I mean, I can hit the collarbone, which is fairly similar to where I was at the Great Cut, where, like I said, I donated 14 inches of hair altogether. And what throws me off is that this feels like it shouldn't be this quick. And it's not that my hair grew any faster, though I think it may have grown a little bit faster because I have taken better care of it. I'll get into that. It's primarily that I stopped letting people touch my hair. And that sounds really stupid when you're growing out your hair. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to have anybody cut it. But the first time I did this, I think I followed, you know, the blogs and instructions from the long hairs the best I could. And that was things like telling a stylist, like, hey, I really just want the very ends of my hair cut because I'm growing it out. And I would walk out with 1, 2, 3 inches shorter on my head. And it just was so, it was not humiliating, but just crushing, because it was like, I really thought I articulated this well, and I'm walking out and there's just progress gone. And that's going to happen anytime you get your ends trimmed or anything like that. But as an example, in the last calendar year, so from, you know, last June to now, I had gotten my hair really cleaned up well by a company called Lion's Mane Grooming Company out in San Diego. Shout out to Dominic and Shelby. Appreciate you guys. Dominic was actually the one who kind of initially cleaned me up at the Great Cut, and then I actually went back to them intentionally to get the beard and hair kind of cleaned up a little more, and so they did that. Did a great job. And so that was the initial cut. If I remember to put up a picture, I will do so right now. Photo description for you. It's a before and after of me at the Great Cut, first with my long hair, and then we go to the shirt that's got the Great Cut 2024 logo and my insanely scraggly beard that I had at the time, where we then pan up to reveal my head with very little hair on it. And that's where this hair growth journey kicked off. And since then, I think I've had my hair trimmed about twice by my wife, and maybe 3 times. But I've really waited, number one, until I could feel the split ends being, a present problem. And then number 2, she knows exactly how I am with my hair. And so she's really good about just taking that minimum amount to allow for healthy growth. And number 1, I really appreciate her for that, because she listens to what I'm asking for and follows through on it. But it lets me have more hair. And Children with Hair Loss, for those who don't know, provides medical hair replacement. Not medical hair replacement, but hair replacement for those with medically related hair loss. And they don't charge the kiddos, they don't charge the families. And they are eligible, I believe, from, I don't know what the minimum age is, but I believe it goes through either 18 or 21. And it's just a really nice program. We got to meet some of the folks from CWHL at the Great Cut, and it was just awesome. I'm rambling, and it's because I care. It's because growing my hair is something that, I genuinely feel like I'm who I am when I have long hair. I don't know. I think part of it is that you grow and your hair grows. And, since the Great Cut, right before that event, I had gotten engaged, and I have since, been working quite a bit, working on our house. I got married to my wife. It's all up here in that time. And I think it's important to be able to acknowledge that, as a professional, I'm still good at my job. And I actually have some updates on that I will probably give next week. I'm waiting for a few more things to fall into place on the work front. But the milestone that I finally crossed, so I can finally take this all back. And I'm only able to do this because it's Thursday and I've conditioned my hair all week. So as soon as I shampoo tomorrow, this is going to go out the window. But give me another 2 months, this will be a consistently repeatable offense. But I'm finally at a point where I can get everything together. For those who may be curious how I do this blind, I'm literally just kind of making an L shape with my fingers, putting everything in one spot. I then get the hair where I need it, pull back, grab my hair tie, loop it around. We're gonna go for 3. So 1, 2, 3. And for the first time in a year and good change, I finally can tie up my hair. And it's not 100% perfect. The hair up on top here likes to try to escape, but I'm finally at a point where most of the time it won't be able to do so, especially if I'm inside or, kind of chilling. And it's only gonna get better from here. So finally being able to tie my hair up, number 1, it's the Midwest and it is mid-June, so it's gonna get toasty. So it helps to keep things warm. It can help me kind of maintain a little bit more of a professional appearance if the need arises. So here we go, we got the sides. I'm gonna get the beard cleaned up this weekend. We're celebrating my being married in about a week's time, so gotta get myself cleaned up just a touch bit for that. But finally being at this stage again just feels like I have crossed the threshold, not the point of no return, but just the point at which I can now say I have long hair again. And I think for me, I'm not a fan of the growing out process with the curly hair. I mean, you guys have seen it on the channel over this last couple of years, or year and some change rather. My hair gets big. It gets a little wild, especially again when I shampoo. I get the tall hair. It kind of drives me nuts. But to finally be at this point again, it just feels good. And I know that, I'll grow out for about another 4.5 years until we do the Great Cut again. And now that I know how to take care of my hair, which is just down to having a really solid routine. I am hyper specific about what days I shampoo versus condition. I shampoo only on Fridays, and then I condition every other day to help kind of keep things consistent across my hair routine, and I find it works really, really well. But the hair routine's part of it. My lifestyle, I work, and then my wife and I try to get out for walks when we can. So I'm a little bit active, but I wouldn't say overly so. But I try to be moving around, being healthy, because ultimately this is not going to be my hair. It's going to go to the kids. So this is the milestone I have, and I'm really excited about it, and I wanted to share it. This is rambly, but we'll just call it hair growth rambling, and I made a milestone. So I'll take both of those, and if you have any questions, comments, queries, theories, concerns, or anything else, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section down below, and we'll close this like the long hairs do.